Hi, Nick Dogan, North State Law. We safeguard your professional license so you can get back to business. This is number 2 of our 3-part series, countdown 3, 2, 1, of the top 3 daycare violations that can lead to a revocation in the state of North Carolina. So whether you are a child care facility or you are a child care home licensed by the Division of Child Development Early Education, this one is most likely 9 times out of 10 to lead to a revocation. This is not a full automatic, but this is pretty close to it based on the cases that I have had in the past, and that is lack of supervision. This could be where you're not able to see a child or hear a child. That is technically lack of supervision. Certain situations where it's very, very minor and you happen to look away for a second or something like that and somebody sees that and it's technically a lack of supervision, those are the ones that are going to be in the 1 out of 10 category, most likely. Other things like, hey, I'm going to go out to the car and grab something real quick. Those kids will be fine in 2 or 3 minutes. No, don't do that. Because that is absolutely 100% lack of supervision, and I have seen the Division of Child Development Early Education get extremely upset with situations like that, and they can lead to the aforementioned revocation. Those are probably not 100%. Those are probably depend on whomever is your consultant, whoever is their supervisor, and that all depends on what region you live in North Carolina. But that's just, it's not a good idea. I mean, you're being paid to watch people's children. Don't go out the car and grab something. Don't go get a quick smoke real quick and leave the children unattended. Like, that's just a terrible idea. So just don't do it, as a matter of principle. But if you do it, you're likely to get a revocation notice from the Division of Child Development Early Education. Now, another one that I've seen, and this happens more frequently than I think people would like to admit, and this is where a child has pulled a Houdini and escaped from the facility or childcare home. That's usually as a result of being outside and not having a gate latched, or you do a count on the kids and you miscount. Like, hey, I've got responsible for 6 kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you double count a kid or you miscount or something like that, and you think you got everybody coming inside, and next thing you know, little Johnny is not to be found because little Johnny's outside. So what ends up happening in a lot of these situations, it's because a gate's not properly latched, or a gate's not properly locked or secured, or whatever nomenclature you prefer. Bottom line is the place is not secure enough and the child's able to escape. So one of the main things on that I've seen, and this is correctable under a CAT, but we don't want to get that far, right? We don't want to have to worry about a CAT. We don't have to worry about a violation or anything along those lines. So you definitely got to make sure that especially outside areas are all secure, that there's proper locks. A lot of times people use like spring-loaded locks to where if it's open, then it'll automatically come back and it'll latch itself and lock itself. You gotta be careful with those because you don't want to make sure it comes back too fast and then potentially injures a kid. But you also want to make sure that it's not gonna just like kind of hit and not latch and then a kid can just push it open. You don't want that either, right? So you got to look into proper mechanisms for that, proper locking mechanisms, make sure the facility is secure, especially outside. Obviously inside, you want to make sure that the kid can't get out the front door, back door, side door, wherever. You got to make sure that that's secure at all times as well. Supervision is very key in this regard. Even if you have the whole facility on lockdown like Fort Knox, and the kids can't get out, you still got to maintain line of sight on all the children. You got to be able to hear all the children at all times, or at least have the proper staff to child ratio where your staff member is going to be able to see kids in their classroom and hear kids in their classroom at all times as well. So supervision is a big deal. It's not to be taken lightly, obviously, and if you got proper policies and procedures in place for this, proper equipment that includes locks, latching mechanisms, easy for me to say, and things of that nature, then you're likely not to have revocation administrative action come your way. So just pay particular attention to a lot of that stuff. If you got any questions, make sure to check out my website. It's northstatelawfirm.com. I've got a lot of blog posts on there. My YouTube channel's got a lot of videos, so check that out as well. I'm also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on TikTok now as well. So if you can't find any of the information you're looking for there, feel free to give my office a call. It's 919-521-8810, and we can do a free 15-minute discovery call with you. So everybody have a great day, and thank you so much for taking care of our kids. Bye-bye.